What was the app thingy again to launch? No. No, that's right, I think. Oh, okay. I'm going to the code. I'm just loading into the plane, or loading into the thing.
Las Vegas Tower Boeing 89er ready for departure to the west at runway 26 right. Boeing 89er altimeter 29er.9er 2 wind com west departure.
Throttle levels come down.
Cleared for takeoff runway 26 right.
Yeah, try not to put your
Cleared for
press any
takeoff
button.
runway
Or
26
well,
right
am
Boeing
I?
89er.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I pressed that. I did not mean to press that. Okay. Stop doing things without my permission, plane.
I take it you just changed the time of day.
Yeah, I changed it to daytime. Oh, did it show it changing to daytime for you?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's daytime. Okay. I didn't change that, but how about now? What does it have it as? Does it have it as night?
It's still daytime.
Oh well, that doesn't matter much at all.
Yeah, I'm. Let me park and brake engaged, so I'm guessing.
Yep. Here, I'm gonna rev it up so you could hear it. Maybe.
Yep.
There we go.
That's.
That all working?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So let's see what we have already set here. So if you want to look at the nav data, let me see what is set up here. Departure, arrival. Okay. Yes, so that's all set up. Okay, so what you do in the 787 at least to set up your departure and arrival stuff, what you're gonna do is it's the third button on that screen. I have the controls, so I'm gonna press all this. But can you see this screen changing and whatever?
Yeah. See, screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is the main menu. So I'm gonna press the departure arrival button, which brings you to this.
Is that DPAR? I can't
Yep.
see that. Yeah.
Yep. You could hide the yoke if you want to. Just click on the yoke for now.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
me
sitting on the
too.
passenger side and I can see better.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because what you're gonna want to see is only gonna pop up on my side.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I don't think I have to install anything. What runway are we on? So I just
It'll be on
press
25,
departure. We're on 26, right?
26, yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna go to press the next page button and say that we are on 26 right. And then I'm not sure. Hold on. Let me look at the VFR map and see if I have the right thing pulled up for the departure. What in the world? Yeah, that is not what I want. I do not want whatever flight plan this has us on right now. Yeah, I'm gonna press that. Basically, with these things, you just experiment pressing these. I don't have the sheet. That's what I was trying to find like for the last hour, but I couldn't find anything good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna press Hoover and see what that gives us. No, that is definitely not what I want. That is going the wrong way. That is also going the wrong way. Joker, where's
Yeah,
Joker
done the
going?
same thing, but
Joker is
in the
going
Airbus.
kind of the right way. Uh, Lola is going the wrong. Where is it going actually? That is going the wrong way. Okay, so none of them on that page were useful. Appreciate it. What about a McCarran 6? Does that give us what we want? Close enough. We'll take it. Okay, so after you find one that works and gives you a path looking like it's going to go to the runway on your departure,
Mm-hmm.
which in this case is McCarran 6 and 26 right for the runway, you're going to press the execute button, and that
It'll
basically puts it into the
lock
system.
it in, yeah.
Yep, and then you can see on the GPS ahead of you that it just locked in that purple line.
Gotcha.
And then we're going to go back to the departure arrivals, and this time we're going to press arrival, and we're coming in at 25 right. So I'm going to go to the next page and press ILS 25 right. And I've done this route before. I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, I don't even need to change anything. It's already got the
Yeah,
right
say you
stuff.
set the flight plan in the main menu. It may have
Yeah, that
set.
already has the
Yeah.
right stuff on for me.
Yeah.
So, what do we have on the legs page here? Is everything looking all right? Yeah, everything's looking all right.
So you have to set the headers yourself every time you get to that next leg, or will the system do it for you?
Uh, I'm trying to get it to where it does it for me, which means putting in a lot of information. Here, I'm gonna zoom this out.
Because
The range.
at least when I did it, it was in the system, but it looked like I was still having to adjust it.
Yeah, on that data. Okay. And then reference. see what it needs from me. Let's go to ident. Those units. None of that matters. Perf units. We're gonna do one on the reserves, so at least something's filled. Cruise altitude's already at 2110, and you're gonna set the cruise altitude on there to be the same on this little button over here. So
Yeah.
2100 on here.
So whatever the flight level is, the FL for short, that's what you're gonna set it
Yes.
to.
And that's gonna be my max flight level. Okay, and let's go to thrust limit. I don't. Oh yeah, press execute on that. Oh god, what did I do? Yeah, that's alright. It already has the weight in. Usually you would punch in the weight. What about VNav? What is it? What does this have for us? Legs, hold. Progress. What trying to figure out what the screen is. Ident. No, already did that. Yes, take off. So, you see the V1, VR and V2s?
Yeah.
Yep.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna set your initial speed on the autopilot to
130.
whatever. No, you're gonna put it to V2 actually,
Okay.
because that's the speed you're gonna be when
Lift off.
yeah
Well, sent in.
when you activate your autopilot.
Yeah.
Yep. And typically you activate autopilot 500 feet above the runway. So I'm gonna. Why is that execute light on? I think it's bugging. What else do we have? Because that's already done. Thrust limit is already done. Yeah, it's a little bit of a process to set it up. Take a. Yep. And approach. Approach, we could just do it in the air. Oh, yeah, for approach speed, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this bottom speed right here, and it'll put it in the little type in bar, and then you're gonna just press flap and speed to put it back in there, so that the plane knows what speed it'll be when it's landing.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me see if this is all set up. Go through all the pages real quick. Things. Okay. And then I'll get to the next steps when we get there. And then, so we're gonna be on, what's our next leg, actually? Why is that doing that? There's no way that it wants us at 2100 and then just go straight down. That's not right. Something is wrong here. Because the leg just wants us to sit at a 2100 the whole time, but actually, it might be right. Maybe it just does want us to sit at a 10,000. That's really weird if it does. Okay, if that's the case, then alright, whatever. We'll figure it out once we're in the air. That's stuff for in the air. So now we're gonna power up, release the parking brake, and get going. If we crash, we crash.
I won't feel it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, and we just hit V1 and rotate. And we have a positive rate, so we're gonna put on the LMAT and
Got you on the gear up.
Boeing 89er leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Why is the and everything should start kicking in now. Yep, there goes the auto throttle kicking in. And it should automatically start turning.
Las Vegas Tower Speedster 2, frequency change.
Okay, and now you're gonna, now that we're going up, you're gonna look at the next page on the thing, and it looks like we're gonna descend to 37,000 before, right before
3,700.
or 3,700. Yeah.
Like there's a button blinking on the dash there.
Yeah, that's the auto throttle.
Oh,
Okay, so maybe this plane's a little different. I'm not sure why it's acting up, but it is.
it's not thinking I'm controlling it, is it?
No, or I mean, unless you're pressing buttons, maybe.
No, the only thing I messed with was the gear.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go in flight and VNAV. Everything should be Okay, well, our next vector wants us at 10,000, which is kind of confusing. I don't know why it wants us at 10,000 this early, but that's just what the flight plan is asking of us. So we're gonna
So
put that
basically,
at
once you punch everything in the screen, it most likely is set to do everything.
yes. Which, it's being really weird right now. It might just be me going from a 737 that I just flew to,
Do that.
it's really weird that this is acting up, though.
Well, you have your throttle set right now.
I have it on auto throttle, so depending on our height, it should be changing the throttle and everything.
As I see, it's like all the way down. Is it 25%?
Yeah. It does all that on its own.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, say it looked like we leveled out at okay. That's good.
Yeah, well, it's not leveled out where I want, and it's not listening, which is weird.
Yeah, see, I was having that a similar problem, even though I was flying a different plane. Especially when the air traffic controller kept saying go to so and so 1,000 feet, but I'm like, I'm at what do you want me at? You still telling me to go to that limit.
So we're just gonna go straight to what does that do? Oh, this is really confusing me. What is the autopilot doing? I don't know.
And it looks like we stabilized at 11,800.
Yeah, which is none of what I picked for it to do. Or why are you being the way you are?
Look like we still climbing. Yeah, we get a big climb here. Okay, 15,000.
Right. I think we're back on track.
Yeah, it's lining up with the BPS.
Yeah. I pressed a button, it worked, so I'm gonna hope this still works. Okay, I'm gonna send it up to 20,000. It's planned, but okay, where are we going? Autopilot. Where this autopilot's kind of buggy right now.
Yes.
Got a mind of its damn. Jesus, it's got a mind of its own. You wanna like head back onto the flight path? Maybe?
Yeah, I didn't think we was going that high.
No, I put it to go that high.
You know,
Yeah. Okay, now stay on path.
I just wonder what is it that's throwing it off like that.
Not sure. It probably was me pressing a button that I shouldn't have, but okay, I'm gonna put it on 3,700. And hopefully if it does it right, it should catch on and give me a descent path and everything. Unless it's just going straight. Come on, please stay on the purple line. Don't disappoint me. Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay,
I
cool.
guess
It's turning
right
back.
next to it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. As long as it's turning back and going on the path that I set it to be on, I'll be fine with that. Okay, and if I have it like this, it should be finding its top of descent. I don't know where it has the top of descent.
Somebody drop.
Yeah, Andrew said he'll be back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can put down your heads up display and mess with that if you want. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can because I didn't give you the controls, but
Oh, I can see it. Yeah, I can let it down.
so if I'm doing this,
It ended like you whacking me in the head with it.
oh Lord,
What happened?
I'm going into the external view and Wesley's shit's glitching out.
Really?
Yeah. Do you have a button map to go into the external view?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that Wesley's. Oh nope, he's back to normal now. Okay. Well, never mind then. I would like to know where it thinks the top of the set is.
Oh.
Oh, by the way, please do not press it, but F2 is gonna be your reverse thrust when you land, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know because I didn't have it mapped on the throttle
Is Pat
You-
flying?
controls.
Do what? Yeah, we're all on the plane.
Was he the one controlling it right now? Everything? Basically, a
No
lot
one's
of-
controlling it. I figured out the autopilot to an extent. It wasn't liking us for a minute. No, I would like it to pick up top of descent.
That's really weird on mine.
What do you mean by that?
It's like it's showing yours like glitching ahead. And
Oh
then,
yeah, me and Pat are seeing you glitching behind.
oh, that's weird. So, huh.
Yeah.
I never realized how much desert there is. It's crazy.
God.
Del Monte Airport information, India 2300 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility, tree. Del Monte Airport information, Juliet 0600 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility, 10. Sky condition, ceiling 13,700 feet overcast.
Okay, so everything's in right. It just doesn't have in a.
Altimeter 29er decimal 9er 9er.
Where
Visual
is?
runway 1 in use.
I would like to know
Landing
where
and departing
my
runway 1. VFR aircraft say direction of
top of
flight.
descent is.
All aircraft rate back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have joined in. El Monte Airport information Kilo 1800 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 1. El Monte Airport information Kilo 1800 Zulu. Wind calm.
Okay, so it didn't map in a top of descent, which is kind of disappointing. Because usually it would do that. Are you still like in the plane, or is it? Oh, it still has you slightly behind me. Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I don't know if that's a connection issue or what with you, but it shows he has like a separate plane just following behind me.
Really?
Yeah.
Not you, Pat, but Wesley.
Oh, that's weird. I don't see him at all.
I mean, he's in here. We just don't know what his problem is. Okay, so it might not find a top of descent for us, which is kind of odd. Well, it should be finding one. I don't know what's its problem. Okay, well, it is not finding the top descent, so we're going to do this by ourselves. We need to go down even faster. We are very above where we should be.
What's the ends?
Yeah, don't worry about the overspeed warning.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, don't pay any mind to that. It'll work itself out. Now, we are coming in hot. Very hot, actually.
Oh, we should still have more than enough runway. Oh. Oh. Yeah, you're right. I see the runway.
No, we're coming in hot.
Yeah, I see the runway now. I couldn't see it with the beam in a way.
We're going to try to slow ourselves down here. See if it wants to listen.
Contact Los Angeles Center
Say you get close enough and it's not mine, then we can turn it off.
Yeah,
It's already
except
under 14 miles away.
this is the point where the glide slope usually kicks in and it takes over, and we are 4,000 feet above it. Might need to pull some speed brakes. Help us out here. Yeah, we're going full speed brakes.
Yeah, we should be good.
American train 40.
Well, we're still coming in pretty hot here. Okay, I'm disengaging autopilot. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one in myself.
Yeah.
I'm cutting into idle now to.
Yeah, so I can get down level out.
Yeah, we're coming in hot. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah. $220. So yeah. Yeah, she sure can fly. Yeah, may need to give it a little bit.
Oh no, we actually found the glide slope. We're all right now.
Okay. Yeah, I see it now. Two white, two red.
Full flaps.
Oh,
Yeah, screw you, ATC. I don't care that we weren't clear to land. That was actually a solid landing for how fast we descended to get to that.
Yeah.
it was yelling at you.
The ATC was.
Oh,
Yeah, shut up, ATC. I don't care.
yeah, they talking all calm on my end, like nothing's going on.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Head-on collision.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh, you're telling us to hook a left.
Yeah. Um, okay, well, thanks for giving me that direction. Okay, it wants us
Los
to
Angeles
hold
ground,
position.
JetBlue 988 requesting pushback. JetBlue 988 pushback request accepted.
You got
Okay,
anybody come across?
there's literally no one. There's no one coming. What is
Yeah,
it talking about?
yeah, I was gonna say I don't see anybody.
Yeah, that's cap.
Well, I see somebody at the end of the runway. Coming straight at us, looks like.
Yeah, well, we made it.
Los Angeles ground, JetBlue 1268 requesting pushback. JetBlue 1268 pushback request accepted.
Oh, okay, this dude's gonna get ran
Los
over.
Angeles ground, JetBlue 988 requesting the end of pushback. JetBlue 988 request to end
Thank
pushback.
goodness we can kind of go through each other.
Yeah.
Los Angeles ground, American
Where is it
340
parking us? Is
requesting
it parking
pushback.
us?
American
Eh,
340
Oh,
pushback
it's putting us
request
all
accepted.
the way over there.
Oh, where you
Los
where you
Angeles
parked
ground,
there with the
Alaska
United Airlines
1330
flight?
requesting pushback.
Yep.
Alaska 1330 pushback request accepted.
LAX looks full tonight.
Yeah, with the injector.
Los Angeles ground, JetBlue
Yeah, it's
988
full.
with Gulf ready to taxi IFR. JetBlue 988 taxi to
Surprised they're not
Short
telling you to sit on the
runway
live
7
runway.
taxiway Charlie 8 Charlie
To
Charlie
stay on the
10
runway?
Bravo uniform.
Yeah, I've had that
Contact tower
happen
on
in real
133
life where you
decimal 9
sit on the
ready.
live runway while you wait for the plane to exit from the gate.
Usually they don't
Los
do that.
Angeles ground,
That's
JetBlue
interesting. Must have been
1268
really full.
requesting the end of
Yeah.
pushback.
Yeah, we got there like 10 minutes early.
Pushback received.
So he told us to stay put, sitting in the middle of the live runway. So that felt comfortable.
Oh, they're putting us in really bad parking.
Los Angeles ground, JetBlue 1268 with Gulf
I
ready
even
to
see
taxi
a
IFR. JetBlue 1268 taxi to and hold
C5 or
short of runway
C16
7
over
left
there.
via
So it's
taxiway Charlie Charlie 10 Bravo uniform. Contact tower on 133 decimal 9er when ready.
Yep.
Los
Screw this
Angeles
car.
ground, American 340
It
with
could
Gulf
wait.
ready to taxi IFR. American 340 taxi to and hold short of runway 7 left using taxiway
Yeah, they got us
Charlie 6
parking
Charlie
over
Charlie 10
here.
Bravo uniform. Contact tower on 133 decimal 9er when ready. Los Angeles ground, Alaska
that's nice.
1330 with Gulf ready to taxi IFR. Alaska 1330
Yeah, they got us
taxi
whipping a
to and
U-turn
hold
and pulling
short of
into the
runway
spot
6
to the
left
right.
via taxiway Delta 7 Delta Delta 8 Echo Delta Delta.
Thank you for
Contact
giving
tower on 120 decimal
the
9er when ready.
787 literally no terminal.
Taxi to and hold short runway 7 left using taxiway Charlie Charlie 10 Bravo uniform JetBlue 1268. Taxi to and hold short runway 7 left using taxiway Charlie 6 Charlie Charlie 10 Bravo uniform American 340. Los Angeles ground United 209er 6 Heavy
Oh, God.
requesting pushback. United 209er 6 Heavy pushback request accepted.
Let's go be close.
Yeah, well, it
Taxi
made
to
me
and
take
hold
this
short runway
weird
6 right
path.
using taxiway Delta 7 Delta Delta 8 Echo Delta Delta Alaska
Yeah, we're
1330.
gonna touch.
Yeah, I'll make it.
So they want us to park inside this plane.
Supposedly. It's our spot now.
But that's which.
Yeah. Oh. and call the ATC to give us our goddamn baggage. I wonder if it'll show up for you if I ask for a ramp connection.
Oh, I don't know. Let me know when it shows up.
Well, it's right next to us. It's like a yellow staircase.
Los Angeles ground United
I don't see it
2096 Heavy requesting the end of pushback.
Oh,
on my screen. I see a
Heavy requesting
guy in
pushback
a
received.
lime green jacket standing off to the side.
yeah, I don't know. Well, anyways, I'm gonna shut us down so we can
Los
sort
Angeles
that
ground
out.
United 20906 Heavy with Gulf ready to taxi IFR. United 20906 Heavy taxi to and hold short of runway 25 left via taxiway Alpha Foxtrot. Contact tower on 120.95 when ready.
That should turn everything.
Taxi
Oh,
to and
okay.
hold short.
Yeah, it just went off.
Yep, there it is. Okay, I'm going back to main menu. That was autopilot tried to kill us. We were lucky to land there.
It didn't seem
Oh,
like the way you came in and landed.
yeah. It was really odd. Yeah. If you want to download it, the 737-800. Actually, let me see if it's available.
I may try a little quick flight on my own. Let me see.
Yeah. Hopefully you learned something from that. That was kind of a crappy flight, but you know.
I mean,
Oh
because it
man.
was kind of acting that way for me a little
Yeah.
bit when I did the short flight, and I couldn't get it to line up. But I didn't know if it was me or just just how it was. But
Yeah. That departure arrival screen, you got to put in the runways,
yeah,
and that's the thing that'll line it up. Because what you probably did, you just set the straight line from airport to airport.
yeah, I think I did. It was either that. I don't know what it was, but I knew I saw a straight line initially. Then I went back in and tried something else. That's when I discovered you can do the VFR or you can do IFR. I don't think I selected the right one.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing a quick flight for here from Dallas to Houston.
From Fort Worth to George
George
Bush.
Bush, yeah.
Oh, I'll do the same flight as you.
As I was trying to do something from where I'm originally from, but
27-minute flight.
can't use a big flight for a big plane. Let's see. There we go. George Bush International.
That's that actually is a really simple flight plan. It's already like directly lined up, but I'd still put in if you fly into 15 left, it is directly lined up. But you still have to put something in the flight plan. Yeah, I'm gonna fly out of 18 left from Dallas and fly into 15 left
Okay.
at George Bush. So I don't know if you want to do the same.
Uh, I had s- I had something slightly different with
Yeah.
let me change.
Yeah, 18 left to 15 left will line you straight up. If you want to do like minimum changing and stuff. I'm gonna fly in the 737 and try and figure this thing out.
Is that the one you saying you had a lot of trouble with?
Yeah, and I'm trying to learn it so that I could teach it maybe. There's just a lot of typing and stuff and inputs that I need to do.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do the Airbus.
Yeah, the A320's autopilot's probably the easiest to get set up.
Okay. Low altitude airway. I think I want to take off on 31 left.
I'm gonna fly Delta Airline. You're taking off from 31 left at Dallas.
That's what is showing up right now, but I may
Oh,
change that.
you should probably change that to 18 left. 31 left is way too small and it's pointing the wrong way.
Yeah.
18 left is
Showing
what
up
you're
by
gonna
default.
want. And then if you want the perfect lineup, 15 left. So let's be at 18,000 feet. Okay, let's see if I can remember what to do with this. Make sure to restart your traffic injector.
All right.
Or, well, you could leave it up. You just have to press scroll down to the bottom and press enter on it again.
Okay. Okay. 15, right.
Houston is IAH, right? KIAH.
That's right.
All right, cool. Because I need to type all this stuff in on the 737.
Okay.
Stop. Nope, we're not doing this again. Oh my god. Stop. Jesus Christ. The 737 makes me mad sometimes. It doesn't initially spawn in with the parking brake on.
Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah. KDFW for origin. Destination is KIAH, I'm pretty sure, for Houston. Runway, what runway am I on? I'm on 18 left. 18 left runway. Okay. Departure. Next page. We're on 18 left. Dude.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 18,000 for the cruise altitude. What weight are we at? We're at 133.8. One. Oh, 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 oh. Cute. And 5% flaps. That. Dude. 10,000.
But that is the only difference. So now we can begin to set our aircraft up for takeoff. You can start to request your ground services now. As soon as you're ready, we can begin to set the aircraft up for takeoff. So first thing we're going to do is come down to our FMS, which is your flight management system here, which is
DFW Airport Information, Whiskey 0700 Zulu. Wind 007 at tree. Visibility 10. Sky condition, clear. Temperature 4. Viewpoint 10. Altimeter tree 0.45. ILS runway tree 5 center, ILS runway, tree 5 right, ILS runway, tree 5 left, ILS runway.
Just this computer. And if we take a look at our flight plan, you can see our flight plan is already input into the system, and it's pretty much ready to tell the system what it's going to do once we're in autopilot. Now, if you don't know how to set up a flight plan, then we do already have a video on that. I'll link that in the description, and I'll link it at the end of this video as well. If you did watch along in the last video, you'll know that we set up a flight from Manchester to Helsinki, and this is that flight plan now. The only thing I have changed is I have changed it from high altitude airways to low altitude airways because we are in the Airbus. I did originally set it up for the 747. The Airbus has a slightly lower cruise altitude, so I've gone with low altitude airways today. But that is the only difference. So now we can begin to set our aircraft up for takeoff. You can also see our flight plan here on this screen, all our nav points, and this is the path that our aircraft will follow. The first thing we want to do is we want to get our cruising altitude and get that set. But to do that, we come down again to the flight management system, and we are going to select the init button, which is initialization. And this will give us this information here. So what we're looking for is our cruise flight level, which is flight level 370, which is an altitude of 37,000 feet. So we're going to set that in our altimeter up here. This will make sure that the aircraft does not exceed 37,000 feet at any point during the flight. We're going to turn on our flight director here. Make sure that's on. Then we're going to come back down here, and the last thing we want to do is make sure we are prepared for our takeoff routine. To do that, we're going to go to the performance button. You can see here we've got some takeoff information. What we're looking at today is flaps are currently not set on this aircraft. If you take a look at the flaps here, you can see the options are 1, 2, 3 and full. For takeoff, we're going to have our flaps set to 1. So we're going to set that into the system now by typing in 1. And then using this button next to the flap selection to import 1. You can now see it says 1 on the flaps. So the system knows we will have our flaps set to 1 when we take off. Once that is done, we are essentially ready to begin turning on the auxiliary power. The auxiliary power means we will then be able to, of course, disconnect from external power. One thing I want to mention, if you have your AI Copilot using auxiliary power, once it kicks on, your Copilot will request pushback and the pushback service will begin, so just prepare for that once your auxiliary power is on. But come over here to the master switch and we'll hit on. We will then hit the APU starter, start up the auxiliary power. What we're waiting for now is this APU starter button should change to green and say available. And once that happens, we know we're ready to pick on the APU bleed. There it is. APU is now available. So we can hit APU bleed. Now we've hit APU bleed, the AI Copilot should be requesting pushback. You can see here, pushback is getting into place, and we'll begin pushing the aircraft back.
W clearance delivery Speedster 24 ready to copy IFR clearance to Houston.
Speedster 24 is cleared to Houston Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 18 left, climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.55 squawk 0000.
Speedster 24 cleared to Houston Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 18 left, climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure on 118.55 squawk 0000.
Speedster 24 readback is correct. Contact ground on 131.1 when ready to taxi. Good day.
As soon as the pushback connects, you'll see the aircraft jolt. You can then disengage the parking brake and the aircraft will begin to move backwards. At this point, you can start your engines. I'm going to wait for the purpose of this video until pushback is complete so that we can take things step by step for any beginners. So now we can release our parking brake. Your controller will be vibrating, so you'll know when to do that. And again, you can just follow along with the engine setup at this point. Your AI co-pilot will stop the pushback when ready. I am, however, going to request pushback steer to the left because I know that we will be going to the right for our taxi. At this point, we do want to have our nav lights on, and we do want to have our beacon on. And also set the strobe to automatic. You can also do this before reflecting pushback. So with pushback over, we can begin to set up our engines, but before we do that, there's a couple of things I want to make sure of. We're going to put the parking brake back on, set our flaps. One. We're going to arm the speed brake. And now we will begin setting up our engine. So external power has gone off because we have been moved from the ground power. But we are running on APU at the moment. We're now going to switch to our engines. So fuel pumps will all come on. Come down to engine mode here. Switch it to ignition/start. And engage engine master 1. As you can see, the engine has started up. Now, the Airbus does support dual engine start, so we can also just switch engine 2 on as well. Get that started up also. What we're looking at now is these dials. You can see this raising, and engine 2 will also begin shortly. And we are just waiting for them to settle in and stabilize before we start to taxi there. At this point, if you are using air traffic control yourself, you would request your taxi clearance, but my co-pilot has done that for me at this point. You can see the taxi ribbon leading us onto our taxiway there. If you've got taxi ribbons turned on, I like to have the taxi ribbon on for airports that I am unsure of. If you are a beginner, you're not going to know off the bat the directions to every single runway, so it's just easy to leave it on while you get into position. Okay, we can see that both engines have stabilized, so we are able now to navigate to the hold short. Going to switch our landing lights to taxi. And we are now ready to go, so we will disengage the parking brake.
VFW Tower Speedster 24 at runway 18 left ready for departure IFR to Houston.
Speedster 24 altimeter tree 0.45 at trees. Cleared for takeoff runway 18 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 18 left Speedster 24.
Screw it. I'm not doing this in a 737. There's so much of a process to even get it in the goddamn air.
Still giving you some trouble.
A lot of trouble, actually.
Yeah, I'm trying to get set up. Just taxi down to the runway. You're taking off here shortly.
Yeah, the 737's just so much of a goddamn process.
Hold down A on your controller to engage the throttle. And then we'll use the right trigger just to turn the aircraft. Now, when you are taxiing an aircraft, you only want to use the right trigger and left trigger to control the direction of the aircraft. Obviously want to keep things nice and slow. As you taxi up, and I will now speed things up, and we'll see you back at the hold short while I'll explain how to prepare the aircraft for takeoff. Okay, once you've made it to the hold short line, which we can see here, it's this yellow line here. It's called the hold short. This is where we would wait for takeoff clearance. You can see there is a plane coming in, and this is exactly why we hold short. So once we're here, there's a few things we can do. We can turn off our taxi light, switch it to takeoff, and we can bring the landing lights on as well. And at this point, we can go ahead and request our clearance for takeoff from the ATC. So you can see here it says contact tower on 11863 when ready. So we go to 11863, and then we request our takeoff clearance. The information we're looking for here is our altimeter reading, which is 2992. We want to make sure that is set correctly in our aircraft. To do that, you come here. It is currently on 2992, so no changes need to be made. Should you have to make any changes, hit A here, and we can adjust the altimeter here. But we are now ready. We have been granted clearance, clear for takeoff, runway 23R. So we are going to get into position for takeoff. Okay guys, we are now central on the runway, and we're essentially ready for takeoff at this point. There's a couple of things we want to set up now with our autopilot to make sure that we have a smooth takeoff and smooth transition into autopilot and following our flight plan. So first of all, I'm going to hold B, kill the throttle, and then we're going to come over to our brakes, and we're going to put max brakes on. That is essentially the same as RTO, which is projected takeoff brakes in the 747. We just put our auto brake on max here. For the same thing, we've got our speed brake on already, and we've got our flaps at 1, so that's all ready. Your landing gear is here for when you do need to take that up. The only other thing you need to know is how the auto throttle works. So I'm going to run you through that now. So auto throttle on the Airbus is a little different to the 747. Down here we've got all these settings. So for takeoff, you want to be in flex. Once we move the throttle to flex, auto throttle will arm itself. This is the auto throttle button. That will glow green. You'll know that's armed. Now at which point we're going to release the park and brake and we're going to begin to take off. Once we begin to take off, we're going to be looking down here at this screen. Once it reaches V1, which on this I believe is just a 1, we're going to lift up the nose of the plane and begin our ascent. Once we reach about 200 knots, we're going to drop the throttle back into CL, which is climb. Once that's in climb, the speed will take care of itself during the ascent, and we can focus on turning on our autopilot, as well as banking in the direction that we want to take off in. So you can see here, after takeoff, we're going to want to bank right. So bear that in mind. Once the plane is lifted, we'll bank right. We'll retract the landing gear. We'll make sure we're in climb mode with the throttle, and then we'll activate autopilot. Okay, let's do this. So, first things first, we're going to move the throttle up till it clicks into flex. And again, that's climb, and again, we went too far, flex. You'll know it's in flex because you'll see FLX up here. We are now ready to take off. We'll release the park and brake. And remember, we're now paying attention for that 1. When we will lift the plane. There we go. V1. Nose comes up. We begin our ascent. Back to the right. Reaching 200, so we're going to drop that back into climb. You'll see it's changed to throttle climb. Begin that back to the right. Come over to our landing gear. Place that up. Flaps down. Over to our autopilot and engage. Now that autopilot is engaged, you'll notice the plane is beginning to turn itself, and it's also following our flight plan down here.
Contact regional departure on 118.55. Good day.
Going to 118.55 Speedster 24. Regional departure Speedster 24 is at 1,600 feet, climbing 6,000 feet.
Speedster 24 regional departure altimeter 30.45. Continue to park as planned.
At this point, the plane is flying itself, and it will take us all the way to Helsinki, no problem. The plane will take all of its data from the flight plan that we set up. This includes speed, it includes heading, and it includes altitude. It will never exceed the altitude we've set, 37,000, which is our cruising altitude. Other than that, it will follow this path to Helsinki using the rules that we've set. So that is everything for takeoff and autopilot in the Airbus. Once we're up in there, we can disengage the landing lights. Sorry, I don't want to track them, just want to turn them. Can disengage the landing lights. And if we were flying at night, we'd probably engage the wings. Don't actually need to right now. Perfectly visible. Hopefully you guys have understood everything in this video. If there's anything you're unsure about, please let us know in the comments. If there's anything else you'd like to see, again, please let us know in the comments. Give us a like and a subscribe if this video has helped you out. And stay tuned for the next video on the Airbus, which will involve on the fly changing heading, changing speed, and changing altitude, should you need to. However, in this mode with the what is up, guys? It's James from Fish Steaks. We're back on Flight Sim, and we are continuing our little series on Airbus A320. So, if you've been following along with the last video, you'll now be up in the air on autopilot, following the flight plan that we set, or you set, to wherever your destination may be. Now, we did have a request asking about how to control headings, speed, and I assume altitude as well, when up in the air on the fly. So we're going to go over that today in a very short video. So at this point, you can see we've taken off, we're up in the air, we're following our flight plan on autopilot, and we're currently in the cruising section of the flight. You can tell that this screen has changed to cruise. So we know we're cruising. We also know, because we've reached our cruising altitude of 37,000 feet, which we did select before we've taken off. Let's start with heading change, for example. We might want to change heading. So typically, as mentioned, we wouldn't have to change anything. This plane will follow the flight path that we set, and it will take us to Helsinki in autopilot. But occasionally, air traffic control might call in and they might say to you, we need you to follow this particular heading for such and such a time until we say otherwise, and you can return to your route. Now, you don't want to turn autopilot off in that situation and take control of the plane yourself. All you want to do is alter the heading and allow autopilot to follow that heading for the time being. So let's imagine that air traffic control have just called in and they want us to change our heading. What we do is we come up here, turn your cursor on, come up here underneath the heading option, which is currently blank. The reason that's blank is because we're running on autopilot and it's taking everything from the flight management system here. We go to its information from here. So we're currently here at Tinnack.
Speedster 24, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climb and maintain flight level 200, Speedster 24.
Still messing around with their plane, coach. Still there. Uh-oh.
At 37,000 feet, because that's what our flight plan telling the plane to do. But we're going to change our heading now. We're going to head away from Tinak. Tinak is at 046, and we are going to change. So we come up to our heading, and we hit X. You can see you've got X to engage selected heading mode, or A to engage managed heading. We're in managed heading mode at the moment. That is where it takes all its information from the system. So we're going to hit X, and now we'll be able to alter the heading on the fly. You can see the blue arrow on the screen to our left. That's now our heading. As I move these coordinates, the blue arrow moves, and you might notice as well the plane is also moving. So let's say they want us to go to 105, then maintain, go to 105, and then we hit X, controller, and then we can hit B to exit out of that. Now, you'll notice the plane is turning on its own. I'm not touching anything, not touching the yoke or anything. The plane is turning on its own, and if we come over to this screen, you'll be able to see 105 is this blue line here. The plane is going to turn. Once it reaches this blue triangle, it will steady itself and continue on that course until I tell it to do otherwise. So we're just approaching the 105 heading now. I'll try and get a view outside the cockpit as well, just so you can see the plane steady itself. You can see it's starting to right itself now. So we approach the heading. And any second now it'll rest nicely on our 105. And typically this will happen if there is busy traffic and they need to divert your plane for a while traffic passes, and they'll always say return to previous heading once they're ready for you to return. This rarely happens in flight sim, to be honest, and you probably won't ever need to use it, but you may, especially if you are going to overshoot the landing, something like that. Any reason why you might want to change the heading from the path that you have set. So as you can see now, we're lined up with our blue triangle and the plane is following that path. Now, should I want to change heading again, I can just come in here, and again, change this number. As you can see, the plane is already starting to turn. I'm doing nothing, already starting to follow the new flight plan that I've selected, and I can hit X again to have it follow the new heading, and you'll see the plane is starting to turn towards our new heading. Now we can do the same thing with speed. It works in exactly the same way. For example, air traffic control might ask us to hit a certain speed. Perhaps they want us to slow down for a particular reason. So you come in here and you hit X to engage selected speed mode. It works exactly the same way. Once you hit X, you'll now see a number has appeared above under speed, and we can change that quite easily. So as I drop that speed, you can physically hear the engine and the throttle slowing down. And you'd hit X again, and we will begin to drop the speed to reach the new speed that we've selected. does take a while. Remember, these are a large aircraft, but it will drop as long as you select the speed. And should we want to speed up, again, we'll clear it. You can both hear and see the engines on this dial firing up as we approach our new speed of 290 knots. Now, should we want to return to both our flight plan heading and our flight plan speed, that's very simple. So we'll start with the speed, we'll hit A, and then just hit A to engage managed speed mode. Now you'll notice the speed has disappeared. The plane will follow the speed that it has been directed to follow on our flight plan. And with the heading, we do the same thing. We select it, and then we hit A, go to managed heading mode. You can see our heading has now disappeared. And the plane is beginning to turn to find the designated heading from our flight management system, which will put us back on track towards Helsinki. I'll get us back on track and then I will show you how the altimeter works, but it does work the same way. If we come to our map, we can actually zoom out. An ND range of 20 is far too close once we're in cruising altitude. If we put it to 80 nautical miles, we can see our flight plan here that we should be following. And we can see this is us here, and we are slowly approaching our flight plan again. We will get back on track shortly. So while the plane does that, I'll go through the altitude, which works the same way. So right now, the altitude is being managed by the system with a cap of 37,000, which is our cruising altitude set. We can come here, and let's say air traffic controller that's supposed to drop to an altitude of 10,000 feet. We'll come in here, we'll hit X, hit select. We engage select altitude, then we'll drop the altitude down to 10,000 feet. See already, X again, and then hit B to exit back. See already the plane is dropping. And if we come to our altimeter, you can also see that our altitude will begin to drop, and it will begin to drop here as well. Here we go, and now descending 10,000 feet. You'll know it's going to happen because 10,000 feet has now been selected here below the altimeter, so we know we're not dropping from our current altitude to selected altitude 10,000 feet. If for any reason you need to expedite this, your vertical speed control is here, and you can use this to adjust exactly how fast you want the plane to ascend or descend. Typically, unless there's an emergency or unless air traffic controller requesting it, we don't need to expedite the descent. The plane will safely descend to the altitude that we've set. Should we want to go back to our cruising altitude, we do have to set it first to 37,000 feet just to make sure that the system caps. But then we can hit A to engage managed altitude mode, which will now the aircraft will not exceed 37,000 feet. It will take all of its altitude information from the flight management system. You can see now, this has changed to 37,000 feet. The aircraft is starting, or will start, very shortly to descend. Slowing down the descent now. As this green line approaches the middle, begins to rise, we will see that the aircraft you can also see while we've been messing about with the altitude that we are now approaching
124.875
designated
speedster 2.
Tinnock, which was the
Center speedster 24 flight level tree 60.
That should be all you need to know, guys, in terms of autopilot in the Airbus. Again, you won't need to really use this too much, but if you are using air traffic control and they do ask you to change speed, change altitude, or change your heading, fly, you now know how to do that. You know how to return to your flight plan afterwards once you give you the clear. And that should be everything, guys, until it comes to landing. We will try and get some landing videos out as soon as possible, but in the meantime, if there's anything you would like to know, please do let us know in the comments. Stay tuned for the 747 videos. I'm going to do the same videos in the 747, so how to start it up, how to take off the autopilot, and how to use the autopilot. It is slightly different to the Airbus, some would say a little bit more difficult. It does have 4 engines instead of 2, and a slightly older, more outdated system to the Airbus. So a little bit more to get your head around, but it's not too different. I actually do prefer it. But listen, guys, if you've enjoyed this video and it has helped you out at all, you have learned anything, please do give us a like and a subscribe, and leave a comment if you want. It does help the channel out. We are new, we are still growing, but we do appreciate any support that we get. And until next time, I do wish you, as ever, a wonderful flight. Peace. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is James from Fish Steaks, and we are back in Flight Sim. Before we kick things off, I just want to say a big thank you for all of the support on the Flight Sim content. It's massively appreciated. Let's get into today's video. Today, we're doing the ILS landing and approach tutorial. This has been heavily requested, so we put it to the front of the queue, and we're doing it today. So let's get into it. First things first, I just want to say this is going to be a beginner's guide. If you have never landed plane before, this video is for you. Or if you're struggling to land it, you keep messing up the landing right at the end or whatever, this video is for you. Stick around at the end of this video. I'm going to detail exactly how you can perfect this process. So if you follow along and do everything I do today, you're going to get your plane on the ground, guarantee it. You're going to do your first successful landing, I guarantee it. But if you want to learn how to then perfect that process, I'm going to give you the exact rundown things that you can do this to perfect landing one of your planes. Without further ado, let's jump into it. So I'm currently on the ground at Manchester, prepared for takeoff. If you'd like to know how to prepare the plane for takeoff, link in the description for that video. But we're here for the landing today. So before we do anything, before we get into the air, there's a couple of things we need to understand about your flight plan. So in the A320, you can use these arrow keys to sort through your flight plan. Look at it. So what we want to focus on here is our descent. Now you can see cruise altitude is 37,000 feet, we know that. Our cruise altitude here at 37,000 feet. The next waypoint here, Devon, we're at 10,000 feet, right? So the descent has started at this point. Okay. By HK 945, we're down to 6,000 feet. This here is our runway. Runway 4 right. Runway 04 right. That's our runway. That's where we'll be touching down. Now, in the ILS systems, the plane will bring itself down for the most part, okay? But to do that, it has to capture high slope. Now, the capture the glide slope around dip mount. At dip mount needs to be at least 3,000 feet. So, I'm actually going to aim for 2,000 feet because it's always better to be a little lower than it is to be too high on a landing. If too high, you will shoot it. This is a beginner's guide. I'm going to make sure you guys get it out safely. So we're going to aim for 2,000 feet, okay? By going up, you also need to be at 3,000 feet. So our focus here is to be at 3,000 feet by going up. That's what we're going to focus on. But the first thing we need to focus on is Divam. So Divam, we need to be at around about 10,000 feet. That's where things really get started. That's where our descent is going to begin. So I'm going to get myself in the air, I'm going to get flying, and I will see you guys when I arrive at Capital. My apologies, I did forget to point out, please turn ATC off while you follow this guide. This guide is designed without using ATC. Trust me, you don't want to use ATC for your first ever landing. If you do want to use ATC in the future, please stick around at the end of the video and I'll describe how you can do that. Let's get back to the video. Okay, you join me back mid-flight and we are just hitting our AFTUG waypoint here, as you can see. Now, Divam is a fair distance out. It's currently 141 nautical miles out, and we know we're currently at our cruising altitude-ish, 37,000 feet, we're at 35,000 feet. We need to be at 10,000 feet by the time we hit Divam. I'm gonna give it 100 nautical miles, and then I'll start my descent. Okay guys, we are 105 nautical miles away from Divam. So I'm going to start preparing for our descent to 10,000 feet. Now this is something that you monitor yourself as you go. If you feel like you're going to hit the 10,000 too soon, then you can always slow down the descent. But if you feel like you're not going to make it, you can always speed up the descent. Watch that yourself, pay attention to it. You know you've still got 102 miles before you reach the point, so fine. You're going to hit X here to engage select altitude mode. Been over that in the last video. You didn't see it, link in the description. Okay, so we're about 30 miles out from Divam now. We're at 11,000 feet, so we'll be immediately at 10,000 feet by the time we hit Divam. A couple of things to be aware of is when you do hit 10,000 feet, you need to turn the landing lights on. So we will make it to 10,000 feet with plenty of time. Like I said, it's always better to be too low than it is to be too high on that, so that's fine for a beginner. Just hitting 10,000 feet now, so landing lights come on. And now we'll cruise until we hit Divam, and then we'll begin our descent to 3,000 feet. Okay guys, we are 10-ish nautical miles out from Divam, and I'm going to start preparing the plane now for our descent to 3,000 feet. We know we need to be at around 6,000 feet by HK 905. But I'm just going to go ahead and begin the descent to 3,000 now, so that we're there in plenty of time. We need to be at 3,000.
Center speeds are 2, wind level 360.
Select 3,000 feet. I'm also now going to slow the plane down to 160 knots. So we'll engage. Begin slowing the plane down. At this point, we need to be careful about our flap settings. So, 80 flaps to 2, 60 flaps to 3. So we are about to hit 190.
Listen to this, you.
We look up here, we see. We are about to hit. And then we will begin to slow down a little now for maybe 160 feet flaps to 3. We're about 20 miles out from HK now, where we need to be at 6 now. 7,000, so we should be fine. We should make that. Just above. Okay, we are now past our 60,000 feet. Continuing our descent to 3,000 feet. And we're about the 160, so I am going to drop the flaps to 3. Which will also slow the plane a little bit more. Our speed brakes at this point should be on. They already are. So that's fine, but just check that yourself. It's not an army speed brake point. And we'll continue now to HK 945. We'll get back over and discuss what happens next. Okay, we have now arrived at the HK waypoint near enough, and I am in touch with our air traffic control. Just getting our altimeter reading. If it is different to your current reading on the barometer, you can change that now. Mine is still 2992, so we're there. And you can see also we've just been given our clearance for landing. So what we do now is we can turn on our LS system with the LS button just below the barometer here. So we're going to hit that, and that turns on our ILS systems. So what you'll notice now is you have these white dots along the bottom and up the side of the screen just here. See, and what we're looking for is some magenta diamonds. One will appear here on the left, one will appear up here on the right. And we're going to wait for them to move down towards the central yellow line. When they do, when this bottom one hits the central yellow line, going to hit our localizer button, which is just up here. This is the localizer. We'll hit that. And when this side one comes down and meets the yellow line, we'll hit our approach button. What that will do is line the plane up with the runway and start to bring the plane down towards the runway at the correct rate of decline in order to land the plane safely. So all that's left now is for us to wait for these magenta diamonds to appear. So at this point, you can take a deep breath, relax, enjoy the views, and wait for the magenta diamonds. And I will see you in a second when our diamonds appear.
Entered Speedster 2 for requesting vector to next
Okay, you
waypoint.
can see our magenta diamonds have just popped up on screen, and you will notice this bottom one is already on its way towards the center.
Turn left, heading 155, resume on navigation Speedster
So
2.
what we're going to do is we're going to lower the speed straight away. We're going to come down now to 139. This is going to be our landing speed. So this is the final change we'll make in terms of speed. Bring that down to 139. And with that, we're also going to drop our final set of flaps. So now in full flaps, we're going to just make sure that that speed brake is on, which it is. Our landing lights are already on, but I'm just going to double check that. And everything is perfect. So we're going to contact air traffic control, make sure we are clear to land on runway 04 right, which we are. Everything is perfect. Okay, we're at the right speed, we are at the right altitude, we've got our magenta diamonds, and they're on the move. All we're waiting for now is for this bottom magenta diamond to reach the middle yellow line, and then we will be hitting our localizer. Okay, so bottom magenta diamond is just about to touch that yellow line. What we're waiting for is we're waiting for it to break into the yellow line. It doesn't have to be perfectly central because the plane will line itself up to intercept the localizer signal. But we want it to at least break into the yellow line before we hit the localizer. You can see it's just so close right now. Any second now we're going to hit that localizer. What the localizer is essentially a signal from the runway to the plane that says, hey, line yourself up here, and you'll be perfectly in line with me to come in for a landing. So it looks like the yellow line has broken into the magenta diamond there, so we go up, hit our localizer as you've just seen, and now the plane will begin to line that diamond in the center of that yellow line. When it does that,
123.9
naturally it needs to
Speedster 2 4.
we still need to decline the plane, obviously.
Enter Speedster
But
2
that's going to be the
right
next
level
step.
3 6
Next
0.
thing we need to do is to drop, hit the middle yellow line, we'll hit our approach group. So we are just now waiting for that second magenta diamond to appear. Okay, our magenta diamond has made an appearance and it's actually already on its way down. This one's moving quite fast. So we can go ahead and get ready to hit our approach movement, which is right here. I like this angle because it's right there, so it's still far as the magenta diamond. And then obviously the approach movement. So again, we're waiting for the magenta diamond to cross the yellow line. What this is the glide slope. So once we hit approach mode here, we capture the glide slope and that will begin to then descend the plane. So, magenta diamond is over. Yellow line, we can hit that. Yep. And if we actually come over to the screen, it's the box that means we capture the glide slope. We're on our way down to the runway, guys. So the only thing left to do now is get our landing gear down and prepare ourselves for a landing. Gear goes down, we're going to do a flap check, that's right. V-brake is on, and we're going to put our auto brake onto medium. Now, this entirely depends on the length of the runway. At Helsinki, we have a fairly decent sized runway, so medium should be fine. Obviously, if you're at an airport with a very short runway, you're going to want to go maximum. If you've got a very, very long runway, then you can go low. It's fine too. Okay, so as we approach our landing, there's a couple of things I want to run over and explain so you guys know exactly what's about to happen and what to do. A few controls that you need to be aware of. First of all, pressing Y on the controller will disengage the autopilot. Normally we disengage the autopilot at around 1,000 feet out, but we're going to wait a little longer this time for purposes of this video. You are a beginner, and the longer we leave the autopilot on, the longer we can do our job for us, which is obviously makes our job look easier. But just remember, it's Y. Disengage the autopilot. I will not be leaning over to press it manually because I want to focus on the button. So we press Y to disengage that. Press A and B together to idle the throttle. We normally do that at around 30 feet off the runway, but today we're going to do it a little bit sooner. I'll tell you when to do it. The reason we're doing this a little bit sooner is it will slow the aircraft down a little quicker, which will allow us softer, more easier landing. The last thing to be aware of is flaring the aircraft. So when you flare the aircraft, you essentially just pull the front of the aircraft up, and this allows the back landing gear to touch the ground first. Then you allow the plane to fall naturally to the front landing gear. All we're going to do when I say that I'm flaring the aircraft is pull the left stick back very slightly and let the aircraft fall naturally. We're going to do this at about 20 feet off the ground. It's a very, very slight pull backwards. We're not looking for a huge incline on it. Slight pull backwards.
Center Speedster 24 flight level tree 60.
Speedster 244 Port Center. Continue as planned.
So we've just passed about 1,000 feet now, which is normally where we disengage the autopilot. But as I said, we're going to go a little bit sooner. I'm going to actually bring up my Xbox face buttons on the right hand side of the screen so you can see exactly what I'm pressing when I'm pressing, because that's going to be easier than me trying to tell you on the fly what to do. But I will try my best to explain. Getting close now. Feet out. Just wait for this ball out. Look at the screen now. Remember, this feet, we're going to disengage. And now that we've disengaged, we're in control of the aircraft. All we're looking to do is keep it steady, keep it lined up, it'll keep descending on its own. Just make sure you're lined up with the center, the wind will kind of push it slightly to the right. You're just going to fight that by pushing slightly to the left. Make sure you're lined up with the naturally. As we cross over the threshold of the runway, we will be idling for a throttle in a second. Idle throttle. Flare the aircraft. And
Yeah, my
you need
headset
to activate your reverse thrusters now.
So
So
I'm
slow the aircraft right down. And we have touchdown.
I'm gonna head to bed, and we'll see you back here
So
tomorrow
we're
for
gonna idle
season.
throttle again, and then I'm gonna use X, just not natural brake.
See you later.